And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed those duct tapes from times gone by, as we have our next series for you. We just wrapped up with Demi versus Oreo, and now we are here with a ZVP following our Zerg player into that next round. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the Indian Zerg player representing Maturino Esports. It is Demi. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the Taiwanese Protoss player representing Starlight Twinkle. It is Nice. Nice. On Hecate, of course, one of the prettiest maps in the map pool. Shout out to the lovely map makers for bringing this all together, of course, for working their way through the TLMC, Team Liquid Map Contest, of course, in the end being decided by ESL to be a part of the new map pool. And this is a really interesting one. It's very large, a lot of bases, a lot of open spaces in the center of the map. As I say that though, the center of the map gets really congested and really interesting. There are, of course, some choke points with this bridge. There are rocks, there are points of elevation. There's, of course, side blockers like this tall grass as well. And yeah, things can get really chaotic, really difficult to engage here in the center of the map. But outside of that, we're here in our ZVP, and I'm ready to bear witness. Oh, we do have Nice going for a gate expand. A bit of a greedier opener here from Nice, going to be delaying his Cybercore in the process. So a very economic opener here from our Protoss player. Meanwhile, across the map, he did force the unnatural natural. Demi forced to expand here over in a more awkward location, in a more awkward position. But it was still a hatch gas pool opener from Demi, so nothing too crazy, and Nice just being a little bit more economic here as opposed to your standard Cybercore expand. Outside of that, we're getting into our openers. Ooh, and looking back on it, we actually haven't been able to cast too much ZVP. I mean, I say that. We casted Astrea versus Dark earlier today, but that wasn't really a ZVP. That was Astrea versus Dark. We had a lot of nonsense. We had a lot of chaos ensuing and some hyper aggressive style. You know, both players going full NA in a certain ways. So yeah, I'm ready to sink my teeth into a proper ZVP. As I say that, we do see Demi going to be moving out with his Lings. Nice is going for a Twilight Council opener back at home. Very aggressive here. This could be either DTs or Twilight Council for Blink. Sorry, not Blink, sorry. Glaive Adepts. I was a little bit distracted because Demi is not droning. Demi is cutting workers here at 20. It is a 20 drone, 3-base Ling Flood. 3 bases, that 3rd base is just for Larva. He's just amassing nothing but Lings. So far, he hasn't really revealed too much. 6 Lings have been shown here in the main base. The rest are being banked up across the map and in the main. So Demi just going for a big Ling all-in, and he's up against Glaive Adepts. Can Demi pull this off? So far, Nice is walling off. Demi does have full vision of this. There is an Overlord pillar right next to the wall here on Hecate. God, and 20 more Lings are in production. And here we go. Demi already rocking up across the map is going to force a wall behind the Stalker. Stalker is going to go down. Adept as well, and we are just sending nothing but Lings across the map. Demi, can he break this position? We do have the gateway under threat. Forced to cancel that. Forced to cancel the Adept. Warp Gate does barely finish. But where is the production? We have a robot in the main base. We have no more gateways. We have no more gates. We have no more Cybercore as well. GG gets called. Demi takes game number 1. Oh my god. GG. I wasn't ready for things to escalate so quickly, but again, it was a greedy economic opener out of Nice. He did delay his Cybercore, which means that he delayed his second or his first and second Adept, and he didn't have any additional gateways in his main base. He had nothing to defend. GG. Demi with a Ling Flood takes game 1. Wow. Wow. Oh wow. GG. And suddenly, he is 1 game away. Suddenly, he's 1 game away from advancing on to the upper bracket finals. Here we go. Can he pull it off? we are getting into our next game. Oh. Which is going to be on Golden Aura. This is a map that has, it seems to be a little bit more popular. We've been seeing a lot of Golden Aura throughout the last 48 hours. And here we go, spawning in the top left-hand corner of Golden Aura. We have the Indian Zerg player representing Matcherino Esports. It is Demi. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Golden Aura, we have his opponent. We have the Taiwanese Protoss player representing Starlight Twinkle. It is Nice. Oh boy, Demi with his tried and true 20 drone Link Flood. It is something that Demi is known for. He does it quite often against Protoss, you know, at least once a series, maybe once a tournament sort of thing. But it did catch Nice completely unawares. And suddenly Nice is up against the wall. Now, we are loading into Golden Aura, and we are setting up here for a hatch gas pool. The last time we were on this map in a ZVP, Dark did go for a gasless opener. The reason for that, we're not going to be seeing that from Demi, but one of the big features of Golden Aura is it's very similar to Near Humanity in a way, where the entryway into the natural is very narrow, and alongside that, there are so many narrow choke points here, not just at the natural, at the third base, outside of the natural towards the fourth as well. And as a result, it is very easy to just like fortify yourself and defend these three bases with the bare minimum. This applies to all races in their own way. So we have seen some very greedy play. Likewise, once again, Gate expand into that Cybercore from Nice. Is going to be looking to get away with that. Catching him with the chat. Matcherino Esports picked up Demi. Awesome. Matcherino Esports, they picked up a lot of the ex-Alpha X players. They picked up Demi, of course, alongside Future, Estrella, Arrowfire. Not every player from Alpha X, but a lot of them. Of course, Nightmare being the most recent pickup. But yeah, we'll see where things go from here. As Nice is going to be switching things up. He's going to be going for a much more standard Stargate opener instead. With said Stargate, he can gain access to Oracles, and these Link Floods should be much easier to deal with. Demi works towards his third. Again, very standard stuff out of our Zerg player. I believe Nice, looking at his vision, he did go for a Probe Scout. Did get confirmation of what was going on. So he rotates over towards the third, just making sure he's aware of the expansions of Demi, making sure that there's no all-in. I'm sure Nice is going to be much more wary as to the economy of Demi and the mineral line saturation. As we can see, Demi, he's droning. He's droning up past 20 at this point. You'd love to see it. Oh, and it is going to be a Void Ray first out of Nice. Okay, not an Oracle. Now, the Void Ray is designed to hunt down these Overlords, of course, as many as he can. There are 3 Overlords currently out on the map, and we'll see how many Nice can get. Outside of that, he's just getting his second gateway, saturating his natural. Likewise, so is Demi. Okay, as we're going to be going Void Ray into Oracle here for Nice. We have seen Nice go massive Void Ray before, a couple of times actually. In GPO, in this very tournament, we have seen Nice go massive Void Ray. But it looks like that isn't going to be the case this time. Not yet, at least. Meanwhile, this Void Ray actually hasn't been able to do too much. He's looking for the Overlords. The Overlord did end up rotating over towards the right-hand side. Demi successfully saving this Overlord and keeping it hidden from this Void Ray. It's Skytoss. As we're going Void Ray into Oracle. Now, upon this Oracle's revelation, like upon seeing this Oracle across the map, Demi's going to assume that it's going to be a standard transition. Little does Demi know it is anything but, because we do have a fleet beacon on the way, second Stargate as well. We are rushing into carriers. That Overlord has finally been spotted. Oracle dips in, but is swatted away. There it is, +1 air attack is in production. Now, if Demi does scout the Cyber Core, he should be able to piece together that it is, of course, Skytoss. For now, he's distracted here at the third base. He's going to be getting us around on the Adept. Good pickoff.
Hey, your base is under attack.
And Demi, he's focusing down whatever drones he can. He's focusing back at home on his defense against the Oracle. And the Lings do pull back. Demi did not check the Cyber Core. He does not know what's going on. Not yet. Meanwhile, the first carry is in production. Oh, Demi, he checks. He checks. He sees it researching. That should be enough of a tell. As there's only one thing that can be made here at this time, and it should be +1 air attack. Meanwhile, Adepts make their way across the map, and oh, a lot of workers are going down. The Lings are not here. The Lings are not in position for drones. Demi doesn't have the best economy, but again, it looks like he has recognized, he has been able to piece it together. Spire is on the way. So he did intentionally check the Cyber Core, and upon seeing it researching, he's responding with Corruptors. Tis the correct response. Meanwhile, Nice, he's just building up his carrier count. He's got 1 so far. 2 more on the way. And I do think that this is a really good map for Skytoss. Earlier, when we were talking about the features of Golden Aura, we were talking about how easily defensible this area is. And you can see here, we already have a full wall off. Like, there's no way to break this third base. And now Nice can work towards the fourth. Likewise, he has some terrain that he can use to his advantage as well. I do think that turtling and going to Skytoss is very viable on Golden Aura. We're just continuing those carriers. We are moving out. Meanwhile, Corruptors are already in production again because Demi was able to scout this ahead of time. He's able to prepare. Spores are finishing up. And Nice is going to be forced back. He sees the Spores. He does spot the Queens as well. Nice has to be very careful not to overextend. He's going to try to commit to a fight. Good target firing here out of Demi. Can he get the Void Ray up? The Void Ray will survive. The carrier takes a little bit of hold damage, but Nice escapes with everything. But again, he didn't do any damage. He forced a reaction out of Demi, and Demi, as a result, his fourth base is a little bit delayed, but it is on the way. He's droning. +1 air attack, +1 range for the Queens. And Demi is just fortifying himself on his own side of the map. Now, I would have loved to have seen Demi maybe try to chase down this carrier or chase down the Void Ray, but Demi decided to stay at home instead. And Nice is just getting into a third Stargate. Flux Veins is in production. This is, of course, a Void Ray speed, and we're switching into Void Rays. Again, we have 4 carriers, and that is a good core kind of backbone to the army of Nice. From here, we need to support this army, and we need Void Rays, Archon, Storm. There's that Twilight Council on the way, which should be for the Templar Archives. At the same time, the Corruptors are going to be harassing. They're going to be trying to Caustic Spray down some of these gas geysers. They get 1. They get 2. Nice pickoffs here, disrupting the economy of Nice. Gas is very important when we're talking about Skytoss. So a very nice pickoff here from Demi. He backs off. He preserves everything. Bold move. Demi's going into mutas. Okay. 16 mutas are in production. This is crazy. Mutas in a head-to-head fight, they're not going to do well. They're not going to do too well head-to-head, but I think that Demi, his goal here is to try to cripple the economy of his opponent. I mean, with a high enough muta count, he can get on top of the Void Rays. So he can get on top of the Void Rays and the carriers. Like, they don't trade amazingly. We'll see how this works. I'm curious. Very curious. 16 mutas. Soon to be 23. Here we go. Demi going to be rotating around. Cannons and shield batteries are finishing up. Nice, just, yeah, fortifying himself, just walling off, turtling up. Mutas have arrived, but they are being forced back. We are committing. Now, for the time being, I think Demi's army is okay. It all changes once we get into Archons, though. Speaking of, we go into the Templar Archives. Oh, Void Rays do activate their pulsar beams, and yeah, they will force back the army. They do activate their prismatic alignment. And Demi has to respect it. Templar Archives will survive, Storm will finish, and now Nice can get into Archons and High Templar for Storm. This Muta switch, it's really risky. There's potential. I don't want to write it off, you know. I don't want to go as far as to say that this is just not going to work. It could. It definitely could. Like, Demi has a more mobile army. He can try to pull Nice apart, but Nice is in position. He rotates over towards his third base. He's ready for the Mutas. As the Mutas dip in, and they have to dip out. He's going for the gas geysers once again. Does bleed out a Muta, but he does get the gas. Now, when it comes to Golden Aura, I'm still going to stand by what I said, and I do think that you can get up to 4 bases really easily. The 5th base is where things become difficult, because this linear 5th, linear 5th base is just really exposed. It's here on the low ground, it's next to high ground. Likewise, here towards the north, it is so far away. Nice expanding and taking a 5th it's going to be a tough ask. As we are up to 31 mutas. 31 mutas here from Demi. He's able to dance here and take down another gas geyser, take down some cannons. He's going to rotate around. Behind this Demi, he's working towards infestation pits, infestors, a neural, I imagine, fungal, all that good stuff. This Demi just goes straight for the main base. This time he will get a kill on the Templar Archives. Oh, he even does turn around. He does fight the Void Rays. Gets 2. Gets 2 Void Rays in the end. He's going to be able to go for a bit of a flyby, denying that 5th base. As Demi bleeds out units, though, what is he replacing it with? More infestors. I do worry. Like, honestly, if Nice just made like 6 Archons, I think he wins. I think he A-moves, Swappy. But we'll see as the mutas are being hunted down. Oh, the Archon getting within range. Oh no! God, for a second there, Demi did leave his army idle. He has to back off, has to go back home. Oh, infestors are falling here. Big pickoffs. 1, 2 infestors go down. Expensive losses here for Demi. As Nice is pushing on forward. Fungals were wasted, by the way, on those zealots, which means fungal growths are not available here against the main army. Yeah, and GG gets called. Demi cannot fight this, and Nice ties up the series 1-1. We're going to the ace match. As we are getting into game number 3, we have an ace match. We have a series here. Again, I didn't want to be too harsh on the mass muta play, but clearly it was not ideal here. There's a lot of power behind going mass muta. Like, you can dance between the bases, you can cripple the economy, pick off a couple of units here and there. But as we saw, the positional play of Nice was a little bit too good. He was able to keep up with everything that Demi was throwing at him. Was able to keep up with the movement. And with that, we're getting into our ace match, into game 3. Oh boy, and we've had 2 very different games. Game 1, of course, was an all-in, was a Link Flood. Game 2 was a carrier rush, fortifying yourself on 4 bases, going into Sky. Tell us what the hell is going to go on in Game 3. And here we go, spawning in the top right-hand corner of... I learned this. It's not Alcyon, it's Alcyone. Alcyone? Alcyone. We have the Indian Zerg player representing Match Arena Esports. It is Demi. Alcyone. Yeah, that's it. And spawning in the bottom left, we have his opponent. We have the Taiwanese Protoss player representing Starlight Twinkle. It is Nice. We go. It's Hecatine. No. Yeah, Hecatine and Alcyone. That's it. I have to remember. How to pronounce these names. Greek goddess of the moon? No, sorry. Greek goddess of the sea. That's it. I remember now. I had a rant earlier today when I was casting KSL. I was like, apparently this map is named after the Greek goddess of the sea. Where's the water? What happened? Where's the ocean? We're not underwater. It's just, I appreciate the reference, but I don't know. I feel like thematically, I don't know how much this map correlates with Alcyone. I don't see it. It's especially bad just because in this map pool we have a map called Oceanborn. It's like, mate, like, come on. That fits. This we'll see. I don't know. To be fair, maybe there's more to Alcyone than just being the goddess of the sea. You know, maybe she's the goddess of rocks and watchtowers. You know, it's possible, very possible. I'm not the most well versed in Greek mythology. As a maybe it's about the rich resting gas geysers. You know, we do have some rich resting gas here, top left. As we're getting into our openers so far, pretty standard stuff. Gate Cyber Expand, a hatch gas pool here from Demi. Nothing too fancy here in the early game. Ooh, as Nice once again is going to be going for a Stargate opener. We saw what Nice could do on Golden Aura, but again, this may be a PSA for the people in the chat. I do think that things like not just Carrier Rush, not just like fast Sky Toss, but also like Mech as well. I do think that Golden Aura is a good map for that sort of thing. I think we're going to be seeing more of it as time goes on throughout the next weeks. On a map like Alcyone, Alcyone, god damn it. I think a little bit less so. The most interesting thing about this map, which is really odd, there's a couple of things. One, there's a watchtower dead set in the center of the map, surrounded by these site blockers as well. So a very powerful watchtower here in the center will see any kind of move out. Likewise, we have mineral walls here on the right hand side, rock walls as well, just cutting off all these bases. We will gain access to them later on as the game does progress. We may gain access to them. As for now, it's just going to be an Oracle opener out of our Protoss player. And there it is. First Oracle has come out. We have a second Oracle on the way. I love what Nice is doing here. So he goes for a Stalker first. This Stalker is designed to keep this Overlord pinned in, or pinned here at the pillar, and to keep the opener hidden. It looks like a Twilight Council opener. That's what this is designed to do. Adepts are going to be shading out. They are revealed here to Demi, and Demi is responding with Lings and with Roaches. This is a 4-minute Roach Warren from Demi. This is designed to counteract a Twilight Council opener. I'm talking about not Stalkers, Glaive Adepts. That's what this is designed to counteract. And Demi is reacting hard to this. Meanwhile, it is not Glaive Adepts. We have Oracles zooming across the map. We'll see if Demi can hold. As the Adepts commit, but the Lings are in position. The queens as well. As the queens are busy though, the oracles dive into the natural. Spores are done, but drones are going down nonetheless. And behind this, Nice is going for a second Stargate. He's crazy. He's not stopping oracle production. That is a fourth oracle that's on the way. Are we gonna go mass oracle? Hero, is that you? Lings do come in for a big counter attack, but there's an oracle in position. We get the surround though. We could force a cancel. Yeah, one oracle is not enough. Demi will cancel the third. Containing Nice here to 2 bases. Additional oracles have revealed themselves. We have more oracles on the way. So Hero, he does have a charge all in with mass oracle build that he does do from time to time. This is not quite that though, and I'm still not convinced that it's going to be mass. I mean, how many oracles do we have at this point? This is the 5th. There we go, 5th and 6th oracle on the way, and a 7th oracle as well. It is mass oracle from Nice. He has a Forge for +1. No Twilight Council though, and again, as a result, we'll see if Demi can deal with this. We'll see if he can piece together what is going on, because the oracles, they're coming. One Spore is not going to be enough. The queens are in position at the natural. Not so much here in the at the main, as Demi mines out the mineral wall. He's going for the gold. Demi, it's crazy. We'll see if he can saturate it though, because the oracles have arrived. Queen goes down. We can focus on the Spore Crawler as well. One oracle will not fall, but the rest of the queens do rotate on over. They take down an oracle, and Demi doesn't lose too much. Could have been worse. Could have been far worse. As Demi's trying to sneak out this gold. Oracles are continuing. There it is. We're going for +1 Blink Stalkers. Okay. Now these oracles, they haven't paid for themselves yet. That's a problem. They haven't done much of anything. They got a couple of drones earlier. 6 drones in total so far, but that really hasn't been enough. They got a queen, they got a spore. These oracles, they need to get more done. Here we go. They head in towards that third base, but no, they don't quite commit. They go into the main instead. They go straight for the Spore Crawler. Spore will fall. Drones as well. Oh my god, 11 drones go down in an instant. Jesus. That escalated very quickly. These oracles, they don't play. So we get a safe trap into the natural, which has been spotted. Demi just attempting to saturate his bases. And we're just still shocking around with those 7 oracles. At the same time, Demi going for a big counterattack. A lot of cannons and shield batteries are on the way, but they're not done yet. They are not done. Storm isn't done either. Nice, looking very vulnerable. Good target firing on those High Templar. They will go down one after the other. 2 of them will force him morph into an Archon. As Demi can't quite break this, he does have to back off. Again, going Ling Hydra. He's got a couple of roaches mixed in, but they were from the early game. I'm pretty sure Demi just wants to commit here to Ling Hydra production. As the oracles are going to be heading towards that goal base, and they don't quite get to anything done. No queens, but an oracle does go down to the spores. Meanwhile, a massive shout out to Eva. Oh my god, no! The oracles! Oh, a little bit of miscontrol, but they do fly into the Hydras, and almost every oracle goes down. Only 2 survive. Demi, he's fighting back. He's holding on. Let's go. Also, my apologies. This is the ace match. I was a little bit distracted in the early game, but this is game 3. My apologies, my apologies. But a shout out to Eva in the chat. Thank you so much for the raid. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great ladder session. As we are here in the midst of a Grand Platypus Open, another oracle goes down. Nice. Take care of your oracles, Poppy. Take care of your balls. Not like this. As Storm is done. Decent Storm here on some of these Hydras. Demi pushing forward, trying to break this position, trying to deny the 4th base. The base itself isn't done. Overcharge is not available. Storm is going to be okay, but not what we're looking for. Not what we need. As Demi does take down the 4th. Behind this, he's going to be transitioning into an infestation pit. We have a lurker dead on the way. He's taking up further into Lunkers. And yeah, nice. He's just going to be contained into 3 bases. He has a pretty formidable army, especially with his storms. Doesn't have too many at the moment, but once he does gather up that energy, he can take a fight. As he's desperately trying to get this base up and running. Meanwhile, Demi, his gold base has been left untouched. He snuck out with it, and yeah, he's going to be able to reap his rewards. Zealot Runby comes in, but only gets 2 workers, 3 workers before going down. And it is just very awkward for Nice to harass this. For those wondering, you actually can't get to this base unless you mine out these minerals yourself or you work through some of these rocks. That's why the Zealots, they have to go the long way around to harass. But here we go. The Blink Stalkers have arrived, and now Nice can actually take control of this area. Deny mining at the gold. But at this point, it may just be too late because Demi is maxed out now with Lurkers. They are Lair Tech Lurkers. The Hive is still in the way, but regardless, these Lurkers, they still will pack a massive punch. Demi going for a big roach counterattack. He wants to get rid of these roaches. They don't really scale too well as the game goes on. Not the best trade for Demi. He's going to be throwing a lot of these roaches away. He trades a little bit as he just frees up supply for more Lurkers. Aha, the Lurkers. They have arrived. They're upon us. As Nice is going for his own push. His disruptors are on the way, which will help, but again, the disruptors aren't with the main army. This is a little bit adventurous here from Nice. Oh, pushing into Lurkers. He's able to clear up some of this creep, but not much else. As he has to respect this position. Now, the only thing that Demi's really lacking here is Vipers. Once he does get Vipers out, then he can have a better answer to those disruptors. And the Immortals as well. Till then, though, Nice is going to be harassing. Trying to deny another one of these bases. Trying to deny mining at the gold. As, yeah, Nice is going to be able to trade quite well here overall. Lurkers are slowly edging closer. Seismic Spines is now done. Adaptive Talents is on the way. Nice taking now a 5th base. Nice rotates over towards the left hand side, but he takes so many spines to the face. Novas will connect, taking down 2 of these Lurkers. There's still so much more available. Ooh, as Demi will be losing control of his gold base. Every worker is going to be going down. Rough loss here for Demi. He will clean up these Stalkers at least. He will chase them down. At the same time, Demi barely escaping with those Lurkers. We'll be losing one. And where are the Vipers? We do have... Okay. 2 Vipers have now popped. Slowly gathering energy in that natural. Nice. Still trading quite well here with these disruptors. Another 2 Lurkers go down. Demi still on 14 though. Plenty of Lunkers. As he's going for a bit of a Ling counterattack. Lings, they do slip into the main base. Forcing a defensive warp in. The Immortal count looking quite high. 6 Immortals, 6 Disruptors. Nice has a pretty formidable army, and he is transitioning into Skytoss. There it is. Skytoss is on the way. Or Fleet Beacon is on the way. Oh, some big Novas! And we only managed to get 1 Disruptor. Maybe losing a bit much. But again, with that Fleet Beacon, Nice is getting ready for Skytoss once again. He's aware that the game is going to potentially go on much longer. More lurkers are falling. Oof. Oh my god, the storms, the feedbacks as well. As Nice is just bullying this army back. Yeah, and it looks like Demi, he recognizes that he cannot fight for this space. He has to give it up. He cannot engage. Not like this. As Nice, it does feel like he's just out-controlling Demi. Demi trying to take another base. At this point, Nice, he's up in economy. He has a massive bank. Does have 3 more Stargates on the way alongside a mothership and +1 air attack. He's getting ready for the Tempest. A lot of spine shots are going to be going off. Big storm on the Hydras. And Nice, he's breaking on through. He still has plenty of storms available. And he has taken a lot of these lurker attacks to the face. A lot of these spines to the face, and he's gonna have to respect that. Gonna have to back off, lick his wounds. Nice. He doesn't have a lot of beef left with this army. He's got a lot of like high-tech units, like High Templar, Immortals, and Disruptors, but honestly, like a Ling army would clean this up. Oh, and here we go. The Lings, they do collapse on this army. The Storms are looking good, but so many Immortals are going down. The High Templar as well. This is not a good trade for Nice. Down to only Immortals and Disruptors. Demi, he just has to rebuild his Lings and go in once again. Meanwhile, Nice is taking even some of Demi's bases. Oof. Meanwhile, as Nice has been bleeding out some units again, he's just continuing to expand. He is getting into carrier production as well. I do feel like Demi's being left behind a little bit. Like there's a lot of pressure on Demi to break on through. Oh, but the Disruptors, the flaky Disruptors! No! The Novas! Oof. Big connections. Ay, more lurkers go down. Down to 12. And it feels like Demi is running out of steam. The carriers have arrived. There's barely any anti-air. How many Hydras do we have? We have 3 Hydras. That is the anti-air that we have. Forced to cancel those lurkers. And Demi, he was hyper-fixated on lurker production. Big storms are going to be thrown down. A decent yoinks of these carriers. But what shoots up? Again, only a handful of these Hydras. I mean, the Immortals are overextending. The Immortals are taking a lot of hits from these lurkers. That's nice. He comes in with some reinforcements, and it looks like he does have enough. He cleans up this army, and Nice is going to be able to snowball out of control, send everything across the map. He has the mothership, the carriers, everything he needs. Oh, good target firing out of Demi. Does manage to take down the Disruptor. But Nice is maxed, and Demi is still struggling to rebuild. Slow zone is thrown down. GG gets called, and Nice will take the series 2-1, advancing on to the upper bracket finals. GG. Congratulations to Nice, as he does advance on. Ooh, and yeah. With that, my condolences to Demi as he gets knocked down to the lower bracket, but at least Demi has another chance. When it comes to how Nice was playing there, honestly, really solid play overall. It was having a hard time punishing the gold, and it was a really interesting game as well because remember, we were going mass Oracle. We're double Stargate mass Oracle. It was crazy. It felt like the Oracles themselves weren't really doing too much. There was a moment when they did just delete a mineral line. That did happen once, to be fair. But yeah, I was really concerned just because it felt like they didn't really do enough to really justify themselves and justify the resources invested into all those oracles. So it did feel like Nice was in a rough position. Meanwhile, Demi was taking up into lurkers, but he was stuck on lurkers, and he was never able to really get a good enough Viper count out to contest against the army. He was just stuck at home taking Nova after Nova to the face, and Demi was having a hard time punishing those disruptors and punishing the army itself. Eventually, Demi had a good fight, yes, but by that point it was too late because Nice was already working towards carriers. He already had that on the way. And with that, ooh, Nice advances on to face off against his next opponent. It's gonna be a Terran player. Oh, I'm ready for it. I am ready for it.